Hi, everyone. I'm Kelly Jean Daymeyer. I'm your certified nutritionist and life coach, founder of Kelly Jean Wellness. And I help women lose weight the healthy way and keep it off for a lifetime. And then I also help people reverse chronic conditions, everything from digestive disorders to blood sugar issues like diabetes, insulin resistance. I also help people, deal with and reverse autoimmune disorders. And I also help people overcome emotional and compulsive eating issues. Now, I have a very, very special client today. Her name is Ashley. And what I love is also working with the younger population. She's got a unique, she came to me with a very unique situation in that she actually needed to gain weight. And she had lost a tremendous amount of weight very quickly because she was trying to achieve a certain physique, right? And she just didn't have the tools or know how to do it in a healthy way. So she ended up in a crisis at the doctor's office with her mother, having lost her period at 109 pounds. They called me, reached out, and we started our work together 4 months ago. What I love is how Ashley surrendered to the work. She did not even push back, not even once. She was so on board with everything that needed to happen in order for her body to rebuild and for us to get her period back again naturally without having to go on birth control pills. She did everything that I suggested. And as a result, it's been 4 months and she has gained the weight back that we needed her to gain back. She started her period 2 days ago. I'm telling you, it is just such a fantastic story. And in this post, or if you're getting this as an email, you're going to see a link. And that link is going to take you to her first interview with me 4 months ago when we were just starting the journey. And so you're going to see a huge difference. You're going to see all this radiant color now in her face. You're going to see her filled out in a very healthy way, because the weight gain was healthy. It was not about creating more inflammation or panicking and starting to have her eat foods that were going to make her feel bogged down, bloated, and gain inflammation and fat weight in a bad way, right? We wanted her to gain the lean body mass. So Ashley, I'm going to stop talking here and I'm going to have you share with us, what happened.
Yeah, so about the summer, so when I was 17, I really had this idea in my head that I wanted to be nice and toned, but I didn't have the proper knowledge. So I would do high intensity interval trainings probably about 5 times a week and not give my body the proper rest it needed. I also didn't give it the amount of food it needed to function properly, which made me lose my period. So the overtraining and not knowing what to eat, not knowing how to eat and how much to eat really plummeted my health downhill. So we knew that was a problem, especially when I wasn't getting my period for probably a good 5 months. I didn't get my period for, and we knew that was a bad sign. So we needed help and how to get my body back on track.
Fantastic. And, let's be clear, Ashley was not someone who had an eating disorder. She was not in an anorexic state of mind, right? It was just that it happened so fast. Like you said, your weight plummeted in a matter of how long? From the time you started your, weight loss journey.
Yeah, probably 3 months, maybe even less than that. It was really fast.
It happened super fast. And so first of all, I just want to, and you can probably also confirm this, that there's a lot of this going on at school, right? That, young gals like yourself who they see that so-called optimal body image and they're going to go after it, right? But they are going after it in ways that are very unhealthy. And you at that time were actually healthier, relatively speaking, than probably other gals that are maybe eating the one meal a day, or maybe I think that you were even telling me about one gal that was eating a candy bar in the daytime and then she would just not eat,
Yeah, exactly.
Things like
Because
that.
some people will skip their meals and not know what to do and think that's what's going to help them lose the weight. However, the chocolate and all the fat in it's not helping.
Exactly. And it gets the body into and puts it into a fight or flight place where it literally will store fat for the famine it thinks it's going to go into, or that it's going into, and it will literally start to catabolize itself. The body literally starts to eat itself up. what I want to share and, for us to bring out is the solution that got you to where you are today, which is 15 pounds up in a matter of 4 months. We got your period back literally 2 days ago, which was such a blessing, perfect timing. I mean, we knew we were going to do this interview, and I was like, okay, we're just going to have to let everybody know that she still doesn't have her period, but we know it's coming, and how cool is that?
I know that it happened right before
you got your period. It's so cool. And that was so cool because you texted me and you go, oh my God, I just got my period, and I never thought I'd be so happy to have my period. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I'm 54. I, stopped my period at 50. And I have to tell you, I was like sad to lose my period. I was one of those, I really loved my period for all my life. I just thought it was just, I don't know. I thought it was just a very feminine thing. And I also knew that it was the body just cleansing once a month. And it was just part of being a woman. And I loved it. And I was just one of those crazy people so I was sad to see mine go. But when I, have somebody your age that actually said, oh my God, I really now appreciate my period. I'm so excited because I don't think you're ever going to not like your period.
I know.
Right? You're going to appreciate it. And
exactly.
Isn't that cool? Everything about being a woman and just, having this most precious body, everything about our body, right? Just appreciating how it works. So let's talk about the blood sugar stabilization piece that you needed to learn right up front. As we started our journey together of gaining weight, it was very important for me to make sure that you understood the importance of blood sugar stabilizing with your nutrition. And so do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so that's how we first started off, knowing what to combine, how much to combine. So we knew we needed to mix our protein, a carb, and then a healthy fat in one meal so that it would last. And then we would have the 3 meals with 2 snacks in between. That's how we started off. But then I wasn't gaining the weight right away, so then we did 3 meals and 3 snacks a day, which then we started seeing everything. And when we combined everything how it should be, it's how the body would flow and obtain the macronutrients that we needed.
Exactly. And how often do we have these types of situations where suddenly, they end up in the hands of whatever, maybe a practitioner, or maybe it's the doctor itself, and they're like saying, you better eat, nut butters, and you better, and shakes and this and that, and out of desperation, making choices with foods that really are not ideal at all in gaining what we call the lean body mass back again. So, because what I really wanted you to understand, what I like other people to understand out there, whoever, maybe you've got a child that also is going through this, or maybe you yourself, is that, again, I can't say enough about her body had catabolized itself. Okay. And that's why she lost her period, because when the body's doing that, it literally shuts down some areas that, like, the reproductive system would be one of the first areas of the body that would shut down because it's the least important. The body knows that. It's the wisdom of the body. So that's what happened. It's like we needed to really bring in complete proteins, healthy fats, and really good quality carbohydrates to literally start to give the body, start to make biochemicals, actually make all those structural, functional, and energy biochemicals that the body had eaten up. We needed to make more of those, right? And not just start randomly, feeding the body, breads and nut butters and, shakes and things like that, or just like high fat foods in order to obtain some sort of weight gain. We wanted a quality weight gain. We wanted again, really rebuild the body in all the right ways. So as Ashley, while you were gaining the weight, you can probably, say that you did not feel bloated, bogged down.
No.
Right?
Not at all, because then by the time after my first meal, about 2 to 3 hours later, I was ready for my snack or I was ready for my next meal. So exactly. I wasn't feeling like full or fat or like anything at all. Like I knew it was time to eat and I was hungry for it.
Yeah, we were revving up your metabolism. And so the key to both weight loss and weight gain is to blood sugar stabilize. So the way that we're doing that is you must bring your fat, carbs, proteins together in certain ratios and eat them at certain intervals. And then of course it's the quality, it's the certain types of those carbs, of those macronutrients, which would be the proteins, carbs, and fats. And so I love it. So yeah, it's like you could feel your body became alive, right? And so
For sure.
right. And so then your body started to become very busy in rebuilding. It's like, oh, good. I'm going to take all of this now and I'm going to rebuild that, because when I talk about the body catabolizing, what I mean is that the body will eat up the immune system. The immune system is made out of proteins and fats. It will eat up neurotransmitters. It's going to eat up bone, muscle, right? All the good stuff. And so so there's a lot of rebuilding regeneration that's having to go on with all those, with those foods. So that's why you were starting to develop that hunger, right? And yeah, it was like, oh, we could not get that weight to start gaining. It took us
I know.
It was so crazy.
It took a few weeks.
Yeah. Because, the idea too is to not all of a sudden bombard your body with like massive calories, right? We had to
progress into it.
Yeah, ease the body into it. But my goodness, it was like, okay, enough's enough. Well, we got to about a month of no weight gain. And that was it. We had to bring in that sixth meal, but you were ready for it. At that point you were.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we built everything up for that point, and then we just worked with it, and then I was ready. Like by that sixth meal, like I was ready for it. Like I wasn't even full or anything. It was good. And then we got it back on track for everything.
Exactly. And so once the body starts to mend itself, like repair all those goods, then it's like, okay, now we can start to gain the weight, right? So the weight started gaining, because that's the other part of it too, where we did have to up your food. There was also an element of like having to wait for the body to catch up. Does that make sense? The insides of your body had to catch up before it was ready to start to put the weight on. And so then we got that going, and then it was like, okay, we did some certain things that I know to do, like essential oils for getting the period to start. And so that wasn't kicking in, but then it was like, okay, I knew that it was just a matter of time for the body to just spend time in the homeostasis, do the rebuilding. And once the body knew that it was out of fight or flight for good, and it was trusting, I always kind of say it was like the body's finally trusted you. Then it was able to go right back. The reproductive system came alive. And so there you go, 2 days ago, and so you didn't have to go on the pill. It was fantastic. Worst case scenario, we were going to give it a few more months. If you didn't get your period back, I would have said, get on the pill and then just get off it as soon as you start. Right. But we didn't have to do that. So that was awesome.
Yeah. Thankfully we didn't have to do that.
Thankfully we did not have to do that. I am excited too, because something else really cool has come out of this. And that is that you are getting certified as a health professional, right? You're going to start.
Yeah. For personal training.
Yep. Yeah. And then it's going to probably lead to, who knows what, you may, end up doing nutrition as well.
Yeah. That's my goal for after getting certified for the fitness part, then go into the nutrition part.
Yep. So how cool is that? I think all of us have to have some sort of an adverse experience in our life that then, it gives us the ability to really teach others and be that, better leader, right? We're better at what we do as a leader when we ourselves have gone through the actual.
Yeah. Because then you can relate and then put your own teachings with it.
That's right. That's right. I am very excited for you.
Thank you.
Oh my God. And you look great. And so I do really encourage you to, click on the link on this post, or again, if this is in your email, that link there of her first interview with me, and you're going to see the difference in the color of her skin. And then also you're going to see just how that 15 pounds down, it makes a big difference. She looked more, she looked very, very thin and very, very frail. You had a frail look to you. Now you have a solid look to you. And again, it's that really healthy that weight gain that's very healthy. I really am excited for you to be that role model to all of those gals around you at school, in your community. How has that transpired?
Yeah, so far I've been expressing like what you've been teaching me to others, especially in my own family. So I'll basically be doing all the meal preps for us. And for my sister too, because she loves to work out. So she'll ask me at times, oh, what should I eat before I work out? What should I eat after? Or should I eat like when I'm working out, like at all in general? And then we'll create these meal plans that are good, healthy, and to get that muscle gain that we both now want. And that's what we're on track for.
And you know, that's the other wonderful thing that has come out of this is that not only did you get yourself, well, we saved your life, really.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, like, you know, we saved your life. Not only that, but your whole future now. You are,
Yeah, it has the knowledge for a whole lifetime. And especially when I get to the point where I want to have kids and then for their lives and everything,
you
it'll
better
be a
believe
long
it.
time.
You're going to go into, when you are ready to have a child, your body is already going to be healthy and set up
Mm-hmm.
for a healthy pregnancy so that you're not going to come out of it on the other side. Like, I get so many gals in their 20s that have children and then they feel like, oh my God, I've lost my health after I went through the pregnancy because they went into it with deficits, and then we know that pregnancy is it will just tear down the body. It's like there's just a huge amount of energy and requirement that the body has to put out, when holding and carrying a baby. So if a woman doesn't go into it already built up in all the right ways, then she's going to lose, a lot of times they lose her health. You're going to already be set up you're going to be, oh my gosh. And that's why infertility is such an epidemic too, because women are going into, trying to have a baby when they basically are going, they're not healthy and haven't been for some years. So I'm excited for you. Your whole future is
Thank
just
you.
bright, and you've got this whole career ahead of you that's all about health and wellness. You're going to be this great role model for those around you. And is there anything else you want to say?
Yeah, just listening to your body, making sure you're right on track and not doing things that could put it, like in my case, putting it in a bad state. So just being aware and listening to the natural cues. And if something's wrong, like seek help and don't just wait on it.
That's beautiful. I love what you've just said. And the other thing I want to say is that you were so willing to surrender. You really surrendered to me. And, to even stop working out for a period of time, which is what we really had to have you do. We had to have you stop working out for a while.
Yeah.
As much as you loved working out, you were willing to do that because your life and your health was the most important.
Important. Yeah.
Yep. And you knew that. And so you were such an example of,
Thank you.
being young and having something like this happen, but being willing to really step up to the plate, and do what it took to turn it around and really be able to thrive and have the health that you've got right now. You did the work. You're amazing. You've
Thank
been
you.
just an angel to work with. And again, I can't say enough to all of you out there, whoever if you've got a child that's struggling, with this type of issue, please have them watch this interview and hear Ashley's story. She's such an inspiration and an example of what's possible, really. In not even look, this was only 4 months. That's the other thing. It can happen so fast. We can lose our health really quickly, but guess what?
You get it back real quickly.
Get it back really quickly. So with that being said, everyone, I want to thank you, Ashley, again for.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your story. And everyone out there, again, you can visit kellyjeanwellness.com. And I wish you all a beautiful, wonderful, healthy day. And thank you so much for listening. Have a wonderful day.